Hello and welcome to your daily astrology and tarot horoscope for this Thursday, August 28, 2014. My name's Nicholas, and today's Thursday, so the planet of the day is Jupiter. Jupiter's all about good luck, good fortune, and expansion. So right now, it's the big deal that Jupiter went into Leo, so just one of those other things to be jovial, have fun, just be a little bit more innocent and happy-go-lucky. It's just one of those kinds of ways you can align with Jupiter. My teacher always told me that the spiritual practice for Jupiter is to tithe, something I've never done, but it's actually a very interesting concept. I don't really belong to an organized religion. That's why I've never tithed. I've never felt the need to give money to a church group. But with tithing, he basically would say that you need to give 10% of your income, your gross income to, or maybe net, I don't even know, whatever you want it to be. I mean, net means you'd give less, so give 10% of your net income to whatever feeds you spiritually. So if you're taking home, I'm just making it up, you're taking home $300, then you're giving $30 away to whatever feeds you spiritually, whatever organization, whatever group, whatever person. You just give that money to them. And one of the things he suggests with tithing is you wait. You make sure you're in the state that you're going to really commit to it for 3 months, and you try it for 3 months and see what happens. Because what everybody tells me who does it, not like I said, I'm not necessarily suggesting it, but if you're in that situation where you can and you want to align with Jupiter, this is the way that my teacher told me to do it. I don't do it, and I've never experienced it myself, but everybody I know who has done it says that they get more money coming in from it, that things do open, that they get more connected to their community, that they're happier, that it does become a more fulfilling process. So I do believe one day I will figure out what that spiritual group is. I don't have it, though, in my life. But that's just food for thought. And then the card of the day, which is a really great card, this is the Osho Zen card of the day. It's Innocence. Now, if you watch my weekly tarot reading, I pull these cards for the week right there, Monday through Sunday. And the week started out a little harsh with the mind, which is like this dark, ugly cloud card, and then then it was projections, and it was just kind of like another kind of like a negative feeling card. It was like the Seven of Water, that card. And then now we're here at the 19 in the Major Arcana, Innocence of the Zen Osho Tarot deck. And, this is just building off yesterday, which was I want to say inner guidance, but it was the inner voice. So the 2 Major Arcana card, which in a lot of decks is like the Magician, maybe, I don't know, it's like, the step after the Fool. And then you come in, the Magician would be the 1, right? I'd have to look it up. But this is the inner voice. We're coming in from Wednesday, stepping into the Innocence. So, to me, the week is exactly played out this way. It's been a tough week. I lost my badge. Just my family had been gone for a week and a half. My friend got his bike stolen. There's just been weird event after weird event happening. A little bit more stressful, a lot more time consuming. People are a lot more dark. I definitely felt Monday's card. Absolutely, the Monday's card reading for me panned out that way. It was the mind, and everybody was in a funk. Errors that I had made in the past were brought to light at work. It was just drama. And this is like major and profound, these cards that are coming up here. These are Major Arcana cards. Wednesday's the inner voice, Wednesday. And then it goes into Thursday of Innocence. So definitely be using this. I already feel a difference after Wednesday, what's going on with all the energy and everything. So I'm very stoked for that. It's the only thing I want to talk about this card too is just to get a little tarot tip. I did a lot of readings at a art show once for a lot of people I didn't know, and I was doing a relationship spread for actually one of my friends who was there, and this card came up that represented him. What I find interesting about this is there's so many times that the tarot card could represent exactly what it looks like and represents to me. It's just this person who's probably about to die, just in absolute awe and joy of life still, and still, you know, pondering the innocence of the world and the magic of the universe, and you know, just being completely in the moment and having a moment with an insect. I mean, of all things. So that's joyous and wonderful. But in a relationship spread, this represented him, and this was actually a very tangible representation in the context of the reading. It wasn't something innocent and profound, a major arcana card. Like, you sometimes have to throw away those old definitions and what the book means and just really look at the picture. It could be him, the older man in the relationship, looking at her like, oh, you innocent little thing, like, I have you under my palm, you're so fun and delightful to look at, oh, I'm in control, I'm bigger than you, I hold you on my palm. It was kind of more of, in the moment, in the reading, in the context, it felt like that was what he was feeling and how he expresses in the relationship. So, and of course I said that in the reading and it was true. So it's just always good to remember how these cards play out in the context of a reading. They're not always face value. You can't, number 19, I don't know necessarily what that means, but in numerology, that would be 10 back to 1, it would be a 2, right? 19, well, no, 19 would be 1 and 9, so that would be a 1. So, because if you add 1 and 9, that equals 10, you drop off the 0 of 10, you're starting all over again. This is a fresh new start. So, in the relationship, it's not a fresh new relationship going off the numerology of the card. The innocence isn't necessarily a positive innocence, it's more of a condescending innocence. So it's just interesting in the context to just remember that when you're doing tarot readings. And one thing I gotta remind you, anybody who watches this, is I do all of this extemporaneously, none of it's scripted. I'm trying to get out of my perfectionist phase, and this is one of the great, wonderful, fun, joyous things that I do, that I love to do, is these videos. And it actually gives me practice being a better public speaker. It gives me practice being a better expresser of the things I love. And it's something that I just have so much fun doing that it just, I don't know, it just fills up other areas of my life in positive ways. So, but one thing that I allow myself to do is not script it very much. I pulled those cards of the week only because the weekly tarot reading is something a lot of people like. I get a lot more views on those videos than my other videos. But I've extemporaneously pulled this card out of the blue, and this is the Strength card, and this is from the Wild Unknown Tarot deck, which is so beautiful, so exquisite, so subtle. I mean, I don't think I need to even give you a reading about what this means. I mean, this is paired up with that Innocence card, the other Major Arcana card of the Osho deck. This Thursday is just all about just being you. All about just being gentle with it and just going with it. All about just expressing what you want, who you are, what your highest purpose is, and bringing that joy and that light to other people through that. So whatever you're doing, however, as long as you're happy and you're going out into that world, you're healing other people through your presence. So just remember that, and you have the strength to do it. You have the inner strength, you have the inner guidance, and you have the innocence. That's what's nice about these two cards today. For sure, the week has lightened up for me tremendously. So I hope it has too if you've been watching these videos. Now, the astrology for the day, the reason why I bring up that I do these extemporaneously is I haven't even looked at today's chart. So for August 28, 2014, 8 a.m. Pacific Daylight Time in Beverly Hills, what do we have going on? Uranus is getting close to the south node. It's 4 degrees away from conjunct, so be looking, to me it's like the flashes of life that want to pull you back into your old and familiar, the thing that you do naturally. And the north and south node represent, the south node represents your past lives, and the north node represents your true north in this life, what you're here to express, and it's the exact opposite of what you've successfully manifested in your last life astrologically. But once again, this is, at the 15 degrees of Aries, and the South Node is at 19 degrees of Aries. So, how does this affect you in your chart? Do you have anything around those points in the chart? And the other way, even if you don't, you need to look at the house that it falls in your chart, and you'll know a little bit more. Just like right now, you have that Saturn-Mars conjunction. Mars is now getting away from Saturn, but just slightly. And how is that? How is your structure? How are you driving toward the structure in that area of your life to actually bring out those dark scorpionic themes, those deeper, hidden, unknown, those regenerative things? That energy is still there working, and it's still squaring Venus in Leo, and Jupiter's in Leo, kind of helping out that Venus. So it's still that juxtaposition of people who, the Leo energies, party, have fun, express yourself, love, creativity, fun. It's ruled. It's just that expansion, and Jupiter being in there is very powerful. But right now you have a very, very tight conjunction that's been going on between Saturn and Mars in Scorpio. And not only that, Mercury is feeding into that energy, sextiling from Virgo. Mercury is at 22 degrees Virgo, really stimulating that Mars and Saturn conjunction. So that's where I think the more powerful matchup is that energy is going to be more expressive, because Mercury's there to help express it. A sextile is an easygoing aspect, and you can naturally more express these things that are going on with Mars and Saturn. So definitely tap into that energy if you can. And I'd really, really encourage you to get your astrology chart drawn up and see how, where in the house system it's playing for you. For me personally, it's playing in my second house. I have a friend, it's playing out in his 12th, and it does different things for different people. My second house is ruled by Saturn. So, and now Saturn is in my second house, so it's kind of a natural expression. It's more natural for me to want to probe deep and darker, but I'm going to want to express this through my personal resources, because that's the second house. So anyway, that's the astrology for today. If you have any questions, comments, yeah, please feel free to leave them for me. Thank you for watching, and have a great day.